Peoples have always said rulers who gave their prosperity and well-being when they were animated by good intentions and are interested in the common good, who inflicted pain, exaggerated and paid taxes, wars, poverty, when they were driven by sinister personal, partisan or family interest. An artist who symbolically represented the bad government was Ambrogio Lorenzetti, with a work full of allegorical and symbolical elements, of great effects and beauty. The Allegory and Effects of Good and Bad Government is a cycle of frescoes painted by this genius of medieval painting, preserved in Palazzo Pubblico of Siena and datable to 1338 and 1339. The frescoes are located in the Sala del Consiglio dei Nove, also known as Sala della Pace. They were commissioned by the government of the city of Siena, which in those years was governed by 9 citizens remaining in office in a limited period of time, to then give way to another 9. At the center sits the prosopopee of Tyranny, a deformed monster with horns and fangs. At his feet we see a black goat, symbol of a devil, in antithesis with the notification of the she-wolf suckling the twins, which appears in the Good Government. In this case, of a nursing wolf, described as well as being a symbol of Siena, the time also of civilization, order, respect for the rules. The goat instead, the evil, the disorder. In the sky, above the head of a horrendous tyranny, the prosopopee of greed, of pride and vainglory fly. The greed has a hook in her hand, a symbol of predation, the theft of the goods of others by the state, and 2 bags with a diaphragm opening, a symbol of a hoarding of goods which are then not redistributed for the common good, but forfeited by the state and made unsuccessful. Pride carries with it a sword, a symbol of aggression, war, and a yoke, a symbol of oppression of a people. Vainglory carries a mirror, a symbol of a vanity of a rules who instead of thinking of a common good praise themselves, and a dry lithy, symbol of both fickleness and indecision, but also of vain fruitlessness, of useless pride. Next to the tyranny is cruelty, which shows a snake to a newborn baby, a symbol of a perversion of rulers who terrorize their own people, using false news that feeds fear in order to better hunger them. Then there is the betrayal, with a lamb with a scorpion's tail, a symbol of falsehood, of double play, of hypocrisy of rulers, which is found to the people meek and benevolent, but in reality they only aspire to power and are included in everything, even to the collective ruin, while maintaining it. We continue with the prosopopee of a fraud, who has clawed wings and feet, a symbol of predation and destruction. Follows the prosopopee of fury, chimeric beast with wild boar's head, man's torso, horse body and cane tail, symbol of more than bestial villainous wrath, which bad rulers nourish in their hearts and unleash for their own interest, without considering reasonable what could be the best solution for the peoples who govern and assets they administer. He has a pointed dagger in his hand, a symbol of aggression and destruction. The prosopopee of a division holds as so, a symbol of a division and discord that bad governments regulate in the society they administer, the creation of contrast and therefore of abuse and unrest among citizens. The discords wears a vertical black and white band to symbolize the subversion of what was the Sienese good government, represented by the symbol of a balsana with a horizontal black and white band. The fact that he uses the so implies an antithesis with the plane, a symbol of leveling the contrast and roughness of the era used by Concord in the Allegory of the Good Government. Finally, look for the prosopopee of a war, with sword and shield, combat symbols and black robe, symbol of death and mourning. At the foot of Tyranny, justice imprisoned, held with a rope, stretched out crying on the ground, and with a writing plates turned upside down, a symbol of the impossibility of a correct line, a symbol of injustice. Alongside the justice imprisoned by the use of citizens who suffer the harmful effects of bad governance, and also those who want to do it. The section of the fresco is unfortunately very ruined, and it's difficult to identify the elements represented and understand their meaning. Two individuals can be glimpsed fighting for a newborn with violence, snatching it from the hand and risking to cause his death, a probable negative reinterpretation that antithetically alludes to the wise decision of King Solomon, who saved the child that the two mothers were fighting over. Other individuals are also seen leaving to dead bodies with their hands cut off, probable allusion to the cruel loss of a feud, or of a barbarian's guild, or of a cutting of hands of thieves, according to laws not complying with Roman, Justinian and civil law, which organize the state on the basis of the laws derived from Rome. Other scenes are too incomplete to be interpreted. The same hue of dark colors send the viewers a feeling of disharmony, and the gloomy buildings that block the view of oppression. The whole fresco, with a personification of the various facets of evil, is antithetical to that of good government, which enhance the positive concepts and well-being of a people, thanks to the presence of cardinal virtues of peace and magnanimity.